Joe Rogan just said that Bitcoin is a viable currency. You might be thinking, Lark, why do I care what Joe Rogan thinks about Bitcoin? Well, he's the biggest podcaster in the world, but most importantly, Bitcoin is entering into the popular zeitgeist in a way that is hard to comprehend right now. The adoption for Bitcoin is going through the freaking roof, and I've got a raft of stories to support this very simple statement. Bitcoin is a viable currency, which you and I already know, of course. But just in the last few days, there has been an unbelievable amount of adoption stories coming through, and I want to share those stories with you in today's video. My name is Lark. Every day I make videos talking about cryptocurrency investing. If you like that topic, if you do like staying up to date with what is happening in this fast-moving cryptocurrency industry, just a little tap up on the thumbs up button would be supremely awesome. And you're awesome. So thank you so much for taking the time to hit that thumbs up and just to watch the video and to be here. Thank you very much for your support as always. By the way, every single week my team and I make Wealth Mastery. It's a cryptocurrency investor report. We talk about all kinds of crypto stuff. You can sign up for free. There's a link down below in the description. But I also wanted to point out we do have a crypto library over on Wealth Mastery, which is just chocked full of amazing free content. Here's 3 articles we put up in the last few days. How to get on NFT whitelists. This is super valuable information, totally free for you to read. Go and check it out. If you want to make big money on NFTs, you have to get in early, you have to get on the whitelist. We're going to tell you how to do that. We also talk about leveraged yield farming and how to do it. Obviously a more advanced strategy, but definitely something that can help juice some extra gains in this market. Also, of course, talking to the guys from Cyber Brokers, one of my favorite NFT collections right now. These are just what we've put up this week. We have truckloads of free articles up there with amazing information, so do go and check it out using the link down below in the description. Now, all that being said, let's get into the video. First, of course, we have to mention just briefly the Federal Reserve had another meeting. Obviously, it's very important what the Federal Reserve does. You know, we all invest in Bitcoin because it's the future of money and it's the hedge against inflation. It's here to take down the central banks, man. Screw Jerome Powell. By the way, I'm also really curious to know, what's the central bank saying? What are they doing with the interest rates? Should I sell my Bitcoin if Jerome Powell says the interest rates are going to raise even more than expected? Come on, Bitcoiners. What are you doing, man? Now, we know a lot of this selling is coming from institutional players. They react in the same way they react to equities with crypto, unfortunately. But the good news is there were a lot of people who were afraid that we were going to see a 0.75% increase for the interest rates. Jerome Powell said that's not happening, but we are going to see a 0.5% increase in interest rates, which we already knew was happening because it came out a few weeks ago that was going to happen. The market reacted to it back then. So actually, when it came out that he's not raising it more, the market reacted relatively favorably, as you can see here on this chart. We had a nice little green candle. I was like, green candles are so much better than the red ones, man. Anyway, that green candle did close just below the 21-day exponential moving average, which is our probably, for me anyway, one of the shortest term indicators that I watch for seeing a reversal come into play. We're not even anywhere close to the 50-day moving average or the 200-day moving average, just ages away. The 21-day exponential moving average is the first hit of hopium on the moving average scale. And of course, we closed the daily under that. So people were excited. The stock markets did go up, but you know, here we go. Bitcoin made a little move, but just joking with us, making the funnies again. Old Bitcoin still can't get it up, man. Come on, Bitcoin, you're not that old yet. Anyway, let's get into talking about Joe Rogan. So, he was talking about Bitcoin the other day on his podcast. He's saying, oh, you know, they didn't see it coming, that it feels like the early internet. The government's freaking out about Bitcoin, and he's right. I mean, the IMF just came out today saying, oh, man, what's going on with the Central African Republic? It's really bad that they legalized Bitcoin as legal tender. They can't stop it, though. This is the thing. Bitcoin can't be stopped. Most important thing he said here, of course, is that Bitcoin, he sees it as a viable form of currency. And look, there's a lot of people who are still say, even to this day, oh, but what can you buy with Bitcoin? A lot of stuff. That's what, a lot of stuff. I literally took a trip to Australia back in 2018 using only Bitcoin. There was a couple things we had to pay for in fiat. It was a fun experiment. That was back then. That was 2018. Gosh, we've come so far since then. Literally, countries now use Bitcoin as currency. Two of them, El Salvador and Central African Republic. And I know they're just small countries, right? But it's just, oh, it's just a small country. Oh, it's just a medium-sized country. Oh, it's just the 20th biggest economy in the world. Oh, it's just the 10th biggest economy in the world. Like, this is how it goes, right? We're already seeing these adoption stories happen, and I've just got a crazy amount of stories today showing that, yes, indeed, Bitcoin is being used as a currency. Joe Rogan, of course, is completely right in this situation. Bitcoin settled $13.1 trillion in payments last year, 20% more than Visa. And Visa's, kind of a big deal in case you haven't heard about them. Bitcoin did 20% more than Visa. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. Now, to be fair, Visa did more transactions in total. It's just the total amount settled on Bitcoin was greater. There's a lot more big transactions happening on Bitcoin, whereas Visa probably did like 5,000 times as many transactions. So you do have to keep that in perspective. But as we see the Bitcoin Lightning Network taking off, it also becomes very competitive in the number of transactions that happen. You got to remember that. These, El Salvador, they're using the Bitcoin Lightning Network. We're seeing increasing adoption for the Bitcoin Lightning Network all of the time. We also have Gucci accepting Bitcoin in some of their stores. I guess that's pretty Gucci of them to do. Haha. Anyway, this is cool. Obviously, luxury goods and crypto do go together. I think a lot of crypto investors have made a lot of money, and I know it may not seem like that at the moment with all the markets down, but people make money in this market every single day. A lot of people cashed out a lot of money, and now they can just go and spend their money directly, buy some shirts or bags or shoes or whatever the heck they want to buy, use their Bitcoin as a currency. There you go. And look, it's just some stores right now, but some stores turn into all stores before you know it. Doesn't take long for this adoption to take off, right? They start the pilots. Is anyone going to pay in it? Is anyone going to use it? What's the process like? Can we reasonably accept this, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera? It'll be all the stores before long. And then all the other big luxury brands will do it too. We also have luxury yachting. So if you really made it big with Bitcoin and you want to go spend a couple $100,000 for a week on a boat, here you go. Here's your opportunity. You don't even have to go back to fiat. Just pay them straight up in crypto. Nice. Nice. Again, we've seen a lot of luxury stuff be available in cryptocurrency payments, whether it be luxury watches or yachts or private flights, stuff like this. They do have a big catering to the wider, luxury market, right? But there you go. In case you guys want to take a sweet yacht trip, there you go. That's the one. We also see Bentley University now accepting Bitcoin for tuition payments. That's pretty cool. See university actually accepting Bitcoin. Just more and more places you can pay using Bitcoin. It's actually getting pretty crazy at this point how many places are starting to accept it. Also, this is a pretty big story. America's biggest car dealer, AutoNation, which has over 300 stores nationwide, now accepting Bitcoin, Ethereum, and a couple other cryptocurrencies at 2 of its stores. Just 2, not 300, but just 2 right now. But that's how it starts. They pilot it somewhere. They see what it's like. What's the process, et cetera, et cetera. And then once they've dipped their toes in, then it suddenly becomes all stores. And pretty soon, almost everywhere you go, there's going to be a Bitcoin accepted here sign. It's pretty powerful stuff. And I want to finish up today by talking about some big banking adoption news, because this is an incredibly important part of the entire picture here, because if people can't easily buy Bitcoin, they can't easily spend their Bitcoin. And I know, some of you might be thinking, Lark, why the heck would I ever spend my Bitcoin on anything, man? It's all relative. If you bought Bitcoin and it's up 10, 20, 50, 100x, you might be spending your Bitcoin on some stuff. Why not? Why not? You can. You can. There's no rules against spending your Bitcoin. And look, I'm hodling my Bitcoin. I'd prefer to spend my dirty, dirty fiat on stuff, but there's going to be a whole Bitcoin economy growing as we see more and more people coming into this market and earning on play to earn games and all of this stuff, but also all these people simply coming in and they don't think of it like, okay, I'm going to hold my Bitcoin forever. They're just, I bought some Bitcoin, it's up 10x. Crap, man, I'm going to take a yacht trip and buy a new car. That's what they do. That's what they do. And that's totally cool, man. Use your Bitcoin how you want to use your Bitcoin. But a very important part of this process is how do we get it? And over the last 18 months in particular, man, we've covered probably a bank a week at least getting into Bitcoin. And it's gone from absolutely massive, massive banks to little mom and pop banks, county banks or whatever in the States and stuff like this. Well, we got two big ones here today. World's largest family-owned private bank now offering Bitcoin. So this is LGT Bank that will now offer Bitcoin to their customers. Pretty cool. Pretty gosh darn cool. Amazing stuff right there. Big adoption story, right? And look, it's a private bank, so very much, again, focused towards the higher net worth individual crowd. But those people have a big demand for Bitcoin. And obviously, they'll have a lot of clients because they're the largest family-owned private bank out there. And they now offer Bitcoin. We also see Argentina's largest private bank also going to start offering Bitcoin and Ethereum trading. So that's Banco Galicia. Will now allow people to get into actually 4 different cryptocurrencies: Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, and USDC, the dollar stablecoin. So just again, in order for the market to keep growing, you have to keep opening up new avenues for money to come into the market, which is exactly what we're doing. Bitcoin is a currency. People are investing in it. People are holding it. People understand the value proposition. Every single day, more and more people are waking up to the reality of Bitcoin, of what it can do, of the power of Bitcoin. Only 21 million ever. I'm hodling. I'm not spending my Bitcoin on a yacht, man. Although it does look like a good time. Anyway, I'll spend my dirty fiat to go on a yacht trip. Let other people cross that bridge. Let me know what you think down below in the comment section. Would you go and spend your Bitcoin on any of the stuff that I talked about in today's video? Would you buy a car? Would you buy a yacht trip? Would you buy some Gucci, right? Let me know. Be curious to hear if you would be willing to spend your Bitcoin on anything or if you're just hodling on for, well, ever. Thanks so much for watching today's video and peace out till next time.